Right guys and girls, Mark Crossfield here, and I've got the Ping iCROSSOVER. I've got a 4-iron and a 2-iron. 2-iron probably ain't gonna hit that very much. I'm gonna give the 4-iron a go, show you some numbers. This is like a driving iron. I guess we could call these long iron replacements. We could even call them hybrid replacements, because some people, me included, and I'm gonna stick with my hybrids, but I've contemplated with my swing changes, because I go faster now, these make a little bit more sense than they used to. But I still like the roll and bulge of a hybrid, to be fair. iCROSSOVER. Is this the driving iron that might find the fairway, or long iron replacement, hybrid replacement for you, and a few more greens? First thoughts as I hit this club, like it makes a noise, like it cracks off the face. It has, I don't know if you're picking that up on my mic, like quite an element of ping to it. Like reminds me a little bit of the old ping putters. Like that really, there's no dampening in there that I can hear. You know what I mean? It's like trying to be pingy. Wow, I mean it's tour inspired, but the sound is of more game improvement, I think, in lots of people's minds. I'm not saying I don't like it, because obviously I'm trying to smash this. As a general rule, 4-iron, 2-iron, I'm not hitting many feathers with it. I want it to ping off, I want it to go. But definitely would be interested in what people think when they get to try it. Maybe hit the comments up if you have tried this club. Let me know, what did you make of the sound? Because with that pingy sound, that firm sound, then in turn stroke firm feel, it does make it feel more like a rocket. I do feel like I could absolutely smash this, meaning if I did go for the 2 or I'm using the 4 off the tee, like I'm carrying that good distance for me. Looks wise, it's like a very slender top line for this kind of club. It's not even a massively thick sole. They're calling it tour inspired. This lovely black finish looks absolutely fantastic. Down by the ball, we see very minimal offset. We get a changeable neck. We'll look at the tech in a second, but we actually get a changeable neck on this one, so you can dial it in. And the great thing with Ping's changeable necks is they're the best at being really slender, like they blend. They're not big and chunky, you barely notice it. Now they're also saying there's plenty of help in this club, so they are trying to give you MOI, but I mean, looking at it, it isn't going to be for the faint-hearted. Like people who want to look down and want a bit of help, I do feel this is going to be for people who want, like I say, driving iron, long iron replacement, but they're playing gaming clubs more than, like I couldn't blend that even with my ZX4 irons. That's my ZX4, do you see what I mean? Look at the thickness of that sole then to that. I couldn't blend these, so I would struggle to put that in my set of clubs, but I obviously do have a very chunky soled and kind of quite a big game improvement iron that I play, which does really make me think, you know, it's aiming so much more towards, really is that better player. But I mean, again, I say this in so many videos, that's such a generalization. I've taught and played with many high handicappers who generate speed and launch and what have you. They just can't control face that well, so they hit it offline, or they have like the old chili dips with the old short stuff, or issues with their putting. So if you're someone who can generate some kind of strike, some kind of speed, some kind of launch, doesn't matter what handicap you are, this might fall into your bracket. Obviously, when you look at averages, bigger numbers of groups, it's going to be the better players, but there'll be plenty of outliers, because there's always outliers watching the videos. You know, that's not me, I do this, that kind of idea, and I get it. There are, that's what's so beautiful about golf. It's so individualistic, which is where lots of the basic coaching systems and stuff that you see nowadays for clicks on YouTube just make me absolutely giggle. It has to be said, it feels nice, rockety, strong, powerful, aggressive, and I mean, I don't know if tour inspired it says, but are they going to like that sound? Again, I want you to try it and let me know. Let's have a look at the tech. Let's see what Ping are actually packing into this pretty slender package. So tour inspired design, refined shaping, compact blade length, precision milled micromax screws, shorter club lengths for control. It's faster and higher, so lower CG, more energy transfer for ball speed, higher launch and stopping power, solid feel and sound, which it definitely has. It has the trajectory tuning 2.0, 8 loft stroke lie settings to optimize ball flight, which is clever. Comes available in a 2, a 3 and a 4 iron. It's got the Mirage in steel face, so lower bend hinge point, increased speed and launch. Smaller internal cavity with a polymer improves feel. So as you'd expect from Ping, you know, it's packed with their tech. Like, that's what they do, they engineer. Let's have a look at these numbers. Let me just hit a couple more and we'll look at what numbers I'm getting out of this club. And then we'll finish on the 2 iron to see what numbers I get out of that, because that's definitely not a club for me, but maybe we'll take that to the course and see what happens with it. So I've caught that slightly out the bottom, a nice array of strikes here, which is good to show you. I mean, that is a miss hit and it's doing quite well. And that's a big old toe. So I'm gonna hit one more because that's hilarious carry. That's a 180, that's almost 40 yards shorter. It strikes like that where I want my hybrid. I caught that kind of quite high toe. It kind of would have got more out of it with a hybrid. And that's a pretty good strike. Let's have a look at these numbers. What's coming out of this club? So average carry of 210, standard deviation of 9 yards, which unfortunately is a bit long for me, but you can see I had some miss hits in there. 137 ball, 4-3 spin. It's a 4 iron in effect. So the spin numbers are pretty healthy. I'm delivering 98 mile/hour clubhead speed, averaging a little bit out the toe. Again, why I like my hybrid. I do tend to hit a little bit out of the toe as a general rule. And I'm presenting around 18 degrees of dynamic loft, where this is a 22 degree, so I'm obviously taking loft off. So let's take it onto the course and test its stopping power, because they are saying they're increasing stopping power with this club with high launches. Well, let's put that to a bit of an ultimate test. So I averaged 210 out, so I'm going to put myself at 214 yards here, road hole at St Andrews, so we need some serious stopping power over that bunker. So 214, and obviously stopping power is the game here. I'm going to aim just right and try and draw it back. That's going to go too far left. I didn't start it right. It was a very good strike, and that is making a distance. That's going to need more stopping power than I can deliver if I hit it over there. Average hit. So here's a good one. This is a medium toe. Yeah, and it's done well there. Well, it's going to stop? Yeah, I mean, it's all simulated obviously, but that's pretty good for where I've hit that. In the sense that it made it there, and then secondly, that it wasn't just scooting through because it was a bit of a, I'm thinking a low spinner, was it? No, not bad, 4-1. So in my pretty averages of spin. That's a rank strike, but a good bail. And again, look at that, doing pretty good. It ain't getting over the road hole bunker hit that way. But the rank skank kind of cut that every club's going to do saved me there. Better strike, slight pull, just hold the right side. It's going to fall off that bit of green if it hits it. But again, no, it's simulating well, isn't it? It's the firmness of the sound for me that would be interesting if tour-inspired golfers want this sound stroke feel. I think the looks are great. Nice little cutty average shot. Again, that's getting over the roll bunker. That's not going to stop. That's my shot more than anything else. So, I mean, for that far out, 214, that's a very common dispersion for me. Long left, short right, couple on target. Like, that's not far off what I would be. It's falling into the bracket. It's sounding firm. It's sounding aggressive. Why don't I just compare this? So the same shot, but this is my 22 degree 4 hybrid. So in effect, this is kind of trying to do the same thing. Pretty average hit, slight pull. So again, it's the same pattern as we saw from the Ping. I mean, it's the same shot. It's literally on top of one of the other balls. Maybe slightly out the bottom, but launched fine. It'll be interesting to see if we look at the numbers of these, how different they are. So that's a toey geared turn shot. So that's where the roll and bulge on that one is hurting me. If I'd hit that with the Ping, I think that would have stayed a little straighter. So where you win with roll and bulge, you lose as well sometimes. And that's the little flaily cut that we also saw with the Ping as well. I do think that might fly on a bit further. Yeah, it has. Look. I just think there's a little bit more help, and even in this situation it's getting me in trouble. Again, you win and lose. As a whole, that ball not dropping way short like it can do with an iron for me. This is where I see this as a slight advantage, but only for me. Like, you have to test yourself to see if you want that or not. That's a pretty average donk. Should be middle-ish of the green. And again, stopping power similar. I guess we will try and look at the numbers. I'll hit one more. And that's like a good shot. All worlds collided there. Strike, path, strike, delivery. Not strike twice, only struck it once. And a pretty good shot. But you can see there, if we look at this, so if we look at the dispersion here, it's definitely a little tighter with the blues to the reds. So this is what's interesting with these two clubs. So you can see I'm getting more ball speed with my hybrid, but I'm getting more spin that then puts it in a very similar bracket for distance, 218 to 215. The peak height at 34 over 32, that's what I'm buying into, launching 0.3 of a degree within each other with a 1 and a 0.5 standard deviation. This one surprises me though. If you look at offline standard deviation, well, they're pretty much exactly the same. This is 2 right, this is 0.5 further right. This is 17 standard deviation to 16.2. So we're like, you're literally nothing in the standard deviation. It's my emotional connection, I think, to the strike that's winning. But that is the physical that I would hold on to for me, the 34 peak height. And then in terms of descent angle, 45 degrees over 43. So I think the iCROSSOVER is doing very well for what it is, but it's never going to compete really, and Ping wouldn't want it to because it's not designed for that. With that, for launch and peak heights, it's going to be for somebody who wants that style of iron and get the most peak height, dropping land angle they can out of that equivalent design, which obviously I understand. That's more just a comparison to show you maybe that, you know, give you help if you're a long iron player or a hybrid player. Should we have a bit of fun? Let's finish with the 2 iron. Yeah, the 2 iron. I'll put it 244 over the road hold. I don't know if I'm going to make that. I imagine that's going to be a push. Even if I hit one straight enough for it to happen. Well, I've hit one straight enough, but it was out the bottom. Yeah, so we're really pushing me here. That's that is a class bounce. Let's give it a good old wallop. I'm going to have to really get everything working for this to get these distances for me. That could work. I'm not sure it'll stop the other end. Yeah, it's not going to quite carry, but I have literally got that. That could go in. Go left. That is trick shots. This is the best club I've ever hit. Golf completed. Ping iCROSSOVER 2 iron skirting any bunker. Right, that's like flat out. Rip that, I felt. Yeah, and that would carry that bunker. And look at it, simulated stops a 2 iron it. That's not bad, is it? I think what's interesting is I'm not sure, you let me know in the comments, if there's a comparison for this at the minute, because Titleist would be thicker in its version, Strixon definitely thicker in its version, TaylorMade have a few, but I mean, for something that's so tour inspired, it's, I'm not sure it's got many competitors. You know, if you want good looking, but help. That's the one then. Let's see if I can carry this up to the back of the green. I am gonna literally jump on this. I've cut it. Speeds were there. Wrong shape. Yeah, I mean, the dispersion isn't far off. Don't want that one, do I? That's kind of undoing all the other little ones jumping around the bunker. I mean, it's gameable. You have to iron. You're going to have to be pretty skilled for this. And, you know, that's 2 for me. That's total distance 250, got funny bounces. I'm going to be about 225 carry. So on a fairway, I mean, this is getting up to 250 yards in or out off a tee. And I do feel like, I mean, I would want good lies for this, but from the tee, if I was struggling with drivers and stuff and I wanted a flat-faced club over a wood with its roll and bowls, what people do get, and its centre of gravity off the head, so people get a gear in offline aggressively sometimes if they can't strike it. Not striking this might not gear as much. You're going to drop back in distance, but you might stay more in play. It's one of those kind of balances. Oh, yeah. That's got a skirt. Come on. That's a proper toe. Kick left and up. Oh, ouch. Maybe it's not the answer. Golf always wins, doesn't it? iCROSSOVER, what are you thinking? I do love the looks. The feel is interesting. It's pingy, it's loud, it's tingy, it's aggressive. It's definitely tour inspired. I think it's a smaller audience, which Ping know. Crossover, I'm used to it being much more helpful than that, but obviously the iCROSSOVER is probably aimed more at that tour-inspired player. Feels fun and good. Let me know in the comments. Who's it going to suit? Is it you?